You know, I could do a really bad Cobra Commander impression, but let's be brutally honest, no one wants to hear that. Hey, friends revolutionaries! Back again to take a look at something else from the Hasbro line of, or series of characters, of figures, of licenses, of whatever you want to call it. We took a look at Hasbro's G.I. Joe, or excuse me, Transformers Optimus Prime from Flame Toys, which is still a very cool model, even a week later. But I figured, yeah, you know what? Let's stick with Hasbro. Let's stick with the Hasborg folks and take a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Commander. Yes, the Resolute series, very much in the line of their Star Wars Black series, very much in the same kind of line as those. I was a little late to the Classified series. Since Toys R Us went out of business, it's been pretty tough to track things down in my neck of the woods. There's 3 or 4 Targets, 3 Walmarts, and they just sell out really quick. They really do. So tracking some figures down is not always the easiest thing. I've got the Scarlet and the Roadblock. I've got the Lady J, but I figured, you know what? I want to start with Cobra Commander. This is very cool. Back in, oh gosh, what was it, May? I believe it was back in May. Hasbro had this like deluxe version of the figure. This really deluxe version, lots of gold trim, lots of extra accessories, big opening box. Really cool. Just a really, really cool figure. I passed. I did pass. This figure, this one right here, like I said, it looks like it's borrowing heavily from that Resolute series. I believe is more likely going to be the one you're most likely going to see on your shelves. There is apparently a chase figure with the gold trim, whereas here he has black and silver. It's going to be kind of the gold trim version. And just taking a look, that is some incredible art. The back, we'll talk about the back here in a minute. But yeah, they even have another version of this figure. It's 3 different versions. There's the one that's the really fancy one. There's this one, which I think is just your regular release. And then a chase version for retail with the gold trim. Not as much as that deluxe version, but still nice. I think I would have rather had the gold one if I could have found it. Oh well. Taking a look at the box is actually very cool. He's figure number 6, which I haven't been keeping track of the numbers. I don't even know what Scarlet or Roadblock are, and I've had those the longest, but Cobra Commander's number 6. Got the Cobra logo there. Got that nice backdrop of the Cobra logo, it looks like. Again, very nice artwork of the character. Cobra Commander on the side. And then the artwork on the back. No write-up. No write-up. But the artwork on the side is just amazing. That is a great portrait there. I don't know if there's a print of this, but I would love to get that. I would love to get this as a print poster. That is great. Not only does it have kind of a nice epic Cobra Commander there with Destro, Roadblock and Snake Eyes, Scarlet, but I mean almost front and center we've got the Baroness. And that to me is a seller. Put the Baroness front and center, I'm there. I am totally there. If a picture's worth 1,000 words, putting the Baroness there in the center of the portrait, you've just said 99.9. That's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear. But yeah, so that's just a quick overview of the packaging. Quick, sweet, not much to say, lots to look at. Lots of great stuff to look at. I think that's another reason why, when it comes to these figures, I'm not always in a big hurry to open them up because I like how the packaging is done. But we're here to take a look at the figure. So we're going to go ahead and pop them open, take a look, and have some fun. Be right back. All right, so we've got Cobra Commander out of his pack, and I gotta say, I am. I'm going to say, unlike the McFarlane DC figures that have come out recently, which I will have had said when that video comes up, when that video goes up, which will probably be next week's video. I'm not all that excited. Let me just say that the McFarlane DC toys, I don't think are really a replacement for the Mattel DC Universe figures. I don't think they're kind of that. I don't think they're that kind of figure. Whereas in this case, I think Hasbro still has the idea of this being a toy. It's not really necessarily a collectible. It's not necessarily a collector's figure. It's an action figure. It doesn't lose that part. It's certainly much nicer and much higher quality than some of the other figures, earlier figures, but it's not a piece. It's not a collector's piece per se. It's got that element, but it still retains the action figure quality that I like. And we'll talk more. It'll make more sense when you see that Batman Earth 11 video. But taking a look at Cobra Commander, not bad. Not bad at all. There are some nitpicks I have, particularly when it comes to the paint apps. But overall, I am very happy with Cobra Commander. I think he looks really, really good. I think he comes off very well. Very much a modernized Cobra Commander. A much better attempt at modernizing characters than I've seen recently. He's obviously not the 80s Cobra Commander in the light blue with that almond-shaped mask, which I hope we see. I do hope we see that figure, but if this is the only Cobra Commander we get, I'm happy. I'm perfectly satisfied with it. Because it's not out of line that Cobra Commander would dress like this. This still retains that old 80s Cobra Commander personality, just, it's not the same character. And that's just me waxing nostalgic. I did want to point out here on his back that there is a hexagonal hole in his back. There is no accessory that he comes with in this box that utilizes that. And I'm almost positive that it's going to lead back to that deluxe figure, one of the accessories that came with it, which they didn't, retool for this release. But it's a minor gripe. Again, it's going to be a lot of nitpicking. That's the biggest one, is not retooling his back, considering he doesn't get an accessory that uses it. Nah, again, minor thing. Minor thing. I do like on the face, they went with a metallic silver, not the chrome. They didn't do a chrome face, like a highly reflective chrome. I don't like figures that do that. I don't like that chrome, because once it starts to wear, it'll turn black, it'll flake, it'll just be a mess. Whereas this looks great. It really does. You can see they've got kind of the reflective element to it on the helmet, on the mask, shoulders, gauntlets. It's all there and all works together, but it's a lot less likely to have the issues that the chrome paint would have. So kudos, good call, good call. One of the things I don't like is that when you look at his shoulder here, you can see where, the silver line between his kind of textured shoulder top and the rest of his uniform has this gold or the silver trim around it. And for some reason, the paint line is on the top of the bicep instead of at the bottom of the shoulder. So with just a little twist, you can see how it kind of goes out of alignment. And there really was no need for it. This could have been, because it's just paint, it's not sculpted, it could have just been painted above the seam line, above the joint line here. And boom, fixed. As it is, it's going to be out of alignment, it's going to look kind of funny. You'll see it's made to go like this so that everything lines up. Minor nitpick, but that kind of thing, it bothers me. It does stand out to me. Same thing on the side, exact same thing. But then I tell myself that this is more of an action figure. This is something more to be handled and to do things with than, say, the McFarlane toys, which I just cannot shake the feeling that those are more for setting on display and admiring, not handling. Whereas here, I will have very little concerns taking my G.I. Joes, my classified series figures off the shelf, changing their poses, changing their positions on the shelf, their interactions, whatever I'm doing with the characters. I have very little concern that I'm going to have a problem doing that. McFarlane figures, not so much. But again, I digress. The uniform, great. Got the dark Cobra Commander colors. Got his red stripe along his leg, which isn't quite as clean as I was hoping. You can see where there's some overpaint in some areas and underpaint in others. And again, there's a bit of an issue here where the thigh is out of line if you twist it. Not much you can do about that. So I'm not going to complain too much there. That's a sculpting issue. This was just paint. Got the Cobra symbol on his gauntlets, painted pretty well. Stands out pretty well, not too much overpaint. He's got his cape with a dollop of red there. I'm sure you can clean that up. Got the inside trim in red. Got his jacket tails. Holster for the saber. And his black boots. Nothing on them. No trim, no paint, no nothing. Nothing sculpted on the bottom. So just kind of plain. The further down you get on the figure, the more plain he gets. I mean, certainly the top, his chest, the buttons, the buckles, the chain, the Cobra logo. Very ostentatious. Not unheard of for Cobra Commander. But as you start to move down, it gets a little more boring. His articulation, he is on a pin and hinge joint. So you get a nice full range of articulation. The arms come up. They come up, out. There is a butterfly joint. Twist of the bicep. Double joint at the elbow. And a twist at the wrist. Free moving, didn't have to heat it up, didn't have to work it. Thereing is very easy to handle. Easy to handle, no concerns with the plastic or the quality of the figure. There is a ab crunch, which he can bend backwards, but not forward so much. It's kind of strange, he can't bend over. Or if he does, it's a little, got to work it. You can lean back okay, but not forward so much. Which I don't know if I'd use the ab crunch a whole lot anyway, but just kind of strange. It is there where you can lean back, but not forward. Legs come up, out. As we showed earlier, he's got the twist at the upper leg. Double joint at the knee, I believe. Yes. There you go. Double joint at the knee. And again, I don't feel at all concerned, pushing the joint a little bit harder to get it moving. If this was another figure, I would be more concerned. But the quality of plastic that's used, no concerns at all. There is a swivel at the foot. Of course, it's got the hinge. Nothing at the toe. But that swivel at the foot, I'm happy to trade off with. I'm happy to trade the hinge at the toe for the swivel at the foot, at the ankle. So very cool Cobra Commander. Very cool. This is again, it's not the classic Cobra Commander from the 80s. So it's not quite the Masters of the Universe classic version of G.I. Joe. But it's close enough that I'm happy with this line. I'm just upset that I was able to get so little of it, and so much has come out since. I'm really having to play catch up. He does come with 4 accessories. The first one is his saber, which has the King Cobra handle. Focus, there we go. Very Serpentor-ish. And it's made of a soft plastic, but it's not warped. At least not badly, not too noticeably. Very often with accessories this soft, if it were to come out, I would be concerned it'd be kind of bent, you know, way too much one way or another. But it comes out pretty well. And with the kind of material that was used, I'm quite comfortable, you know, working it into his hands. I do not feel, well, let's go ahead and give part of it away. The hands do pop out. And let me get over here. Well, no. That wasn't quite what I was expecting. It was the wrong hand. Plugs right back in. Doesn't go in this hand either. Okay, so I haven't put this in his hands. It doesn't, I mean, you could probably get it into his firing hand. It's probably been off camera the whole time. You could probably get this into his firing hand. Doubt that you'll do that. It does have the saber on the side that it fits into. And that's really, I think, how it's meant to be. If this had been sculpted in, I would have been happy. Much like Harley Quinn from that SH Figure Arts, you know, if this is something that had been sculpted into the holster, I wouldn't have been concerned at all. If the Scarab had been and Saber had been one piece, I wouldn't have thought twice about it. The fact that it comes out and you have an extra accessory that you could go ahead and put into his hand, that's a nice option, but the fact is that I think it really does look best where it was meant to go. Do a close up of it there. Got that nice gold paint for the chain. Want to show that off. And that's not a bad unintentional pose for Cobra Commander. Not too bad at all. He does also have a flintlock style pistol, which is just done in a silverish kind of color. You can see it's got the cobra, the serpent head, the jaw with the barrel coming out. I don't know. I mean, it's cool, and it fits kind of this vintage style he's got. But I think this is an accessory I would rather have had his classic gun. I know that was one of the perks of that big deluxe box, was to get that classic gun from the old 80s figures. But somehow this flintlock gun, especially in its plain silver, kind of boring, kind of blah. And this should fit into his hand. You can see the hand is sculpted pretty specifically into a firing pose. It's not impossible to move the fingers. And again, I don't feel like I'm going to break anything, but it is a very specific kind of sculpt that you have to get in there. I don't know. Maybe for some folks, maybe this is okay. Maybe they like that flintlock gun and they think that fits the Cobra Commander personality better. To me, Cobra Commander was never a soldier. He was never kind of an on-the-ground fighter. You know, he really was the yelling and screaming and, you know, giving orders kind of guy. So the other two accessories he comes with are 2 other hands, his balled-up fist, and then one with a pointing finger, which I think is very much Cobra Commander's personality. Point the finger at somebody else. Let's see here. Actually, let me check one thing. Yeah, I did not realize when I pulled him off the first time, but apparently, along with the twist, there is also a hinge at the hand. That was unexpected. So if we go ahead and pop these in here, nice long pegs, sturdy, don't feel like they're going to break. Oh, and of course there's a twist at the waist, if I forgot to mention it. There is a twist at the waist. There you go. You've got a pretty decent Cobra Commander figure. One that you can definitely get into some really nice poses and have on display. The straps that he has, the black that's holding everything, or the black straps that go around the body, held in place by that Cobra buckle. Yeah, the gold versions probably would have been nicer. They would have stood out a little bit more, and I think that the trim that's on the chase figure would have been a little bit nicer as well. But this is one of those cases where I think that as nice as that chase figure probably is, I don't think it would really replace the main one or the easier to find version from the retail shelves. I think this is a perfectly fine Cobra Commander. He doesn't come with a base, and considering he's fallen over a few times, I'm probably going to see if I can get one for him, or make one for him, because he may cause some trouble without it. Maybe he just needs a little clear nail polish or something on his ankles to kind of give it a little more, make it a little more rigid. But for the most part, I think that this is a great Cobra Commander. If you are collecting classified series, I don't think I have to tell you, this is one you definitely want to get. If you're just a G.I. Joe fan, if you're a fan of Cobra Commander, whatever the case may be, this is a good figure. This is a good one. And again, it is not limited by the sense of being kind of a display collectible. It really is an action figure. You can really have some fun with it. So I hope everybody enjoyed watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, join the revolution. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.